Focus. Now today we've got a really special episode, as you can probably see behind me. You guys all know that I own a Mk1 Focus RS and I absolutely love the car, and I've just got a bit of a passion for Fords in general. But yeah, thanks to my friend Tom from work, who I work with, he's brought down all of his cars. He's got a Mk1, a Mk2 and a Mk3, which is absolutely amazing. So basically today I'm going to show you around each car. I'm going to go for a drive in each one with Tom, and then hopefully at the end I can try and decide which one I prefer, which is going to be really tough. But anyway, let's go and speak to Tom, and then he can you know, give us a brief explanation about the cars. Right, so here we are with the Mk1. So we're about to take this out for a little spin. Let's just have a look around the car then, because it's been a while since I've sort of had a good look around it. And you can just explain what you've done to it, what additional features you've got on it, and the sort of power it's running and stuff. So I'll let you show me.
Well, as you can imagine, it's been a long while since I've actually done anything to it. Yeah. Like, as in modification wise, because I've had it for so long.
Okay. So
yeah.
Up the front.
Yeah.
So you've got a splitter down there. Is that an aftermarket splitter? That is?
Yeah, that's an aftermarket. I think it was something like Phoenix Autosports, like fiberglass front splitter. Personally, I feel it does finish off the front end.
Yeah.
I felt when they didn't have nothing at all, it was just a bit sort of, the bumper just sort of come to an end, so that just sort of finished it off.
So you've got the wide arches there, which you can see,
yeah,
which sets the car apart from your average Focus. I love the colour as well.
Yeah, the Imperial Blue.
Yes, it looks nice in the sun.
They had the upgraded brakes, which were Brembos at the time.
Yeah, and you've got some upgraded discs there as well.
Got upgraded discs on it now.
And there's your Instagram, Hunzy RS.
Yeah.
Give them a follow.
Yeah, they were put on for Ford Fair. Probably not to everyone's taste, but it's only a sticker in.
Yeah. And we got the Sparco seats inside. They've fared quite well actually, mate.
They ain't done too bad. There's a little bit just down the bottom corner, but they've not stretched bases because this is the unstitched base. Some
yes.
of the later ones. Well, I say later ones. Some of them had like a cross-stitch base.
They used to sag, didn't they? They were known to sag, weren't they?
Sag down the bottom, but luckily mine's avoided that so far.
So you've had the underside all done. I don't know if we can get under there and show you that. Can we get under there? You can sort of see it. It looks quite tidy under there for a car of this age, to be fair.
That was done by a man called Peter Williams, who owns this company, which is that is a very old sticker, but it's Demon Performance Centre up in Crewe.
Demon Performance Centre.
Yeah, he really does know his stuff.
What exhaust have we got?
It's a Mongoose exhaust, which would have been originally fitted when it was tuned by Graham Good.
Okay.
Had fitted by the previous owner.
Yep. Power-wise, what are we running?
Somewhere between 300 and about 330. We did have it dynoed once, and it came back as 330, but we had the suspicions that the dyno may have been overreading slightly. So, okay. I mean, to be honest, anything over 300 I'd be happy with. Yeah. Like the original Graham Good pack on it, I think when that was done, that came back as about 260, 270. Yeah. And then I took it to Demon Performance Centre. We did a thing where they run them direct, which is changing like the vacuum hoses to the turbo, so it sort of runs almost like a bit like an old RS turbo. Okay. The more you put your foot down, the more boosted.
Yeah, proper old school.
Instead of running a boost controller. But I've looked at going down that route, but at the moment it works and drives and goes very well. So.
Well, we'll find out in a minute, because yeah, so there's only one thing for it. Jump in the Mk1, take it for a spin and see what it's all about. Right, so we're in the Mk1 Focus RS. So it's been a long time since I've driven one of these, probably, God, 10 years or something. Immediately getting into this car, it just feels a lot older, yes. Obviously, because it is a lot older than the Mk3. But that sounds amazing, doesn't it?
That sounds pretty cool. It sounds better when you're on full chat.
Yeah, so we're running fairly big power for this car, over 300 horsepower. So I'm expecting like an old school kind of power delivery, so just a bit of turbo lag and then all of a sudden we're off down the road. Yeah. But it's pretty firm, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a fun ride.
Suspension.
Yeah, it's a fun ride, yeah, with the H&R springs and that.
Yeah, it still feels quite tight as well.
Yeah, well that's probably because when we had all the subframes dropped off, Pete put all the like poly bush on the front and that, so it firmed up quite a lot.
Yeah, can you imagine a car of this age will be quite sloppy and loose, but no, it's feeling
a bit knocky in that.
Even just going slowly around that corner. I'm gonna give it a minute before we.
That's fair enough. Yeah,
before we give it full boost.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But yeah, I mean the steering wheel. I mean these have obviously.
Yeah. Standard Focus RS wear.
They tend to melt, don't they, on the blue bit here? But I take it you're going to get that reupholstered at some point.
Yeah, I'm going to get it retrimmed. Like I say, that's the second one. But
yeah. But this Mk1 Focus, I mean, even today, it does look old, but it doesn't look horrendously old, does it?
No, it's just a typical 2000s, like, you know, the turn of the century styling. You know, you know when you're in an old Ford because the key code radio.
Oh, exactly.
You know,
the old school CD player there. I think we need to give it a bit of welly, don't we?
Yeah, pump the taps up.
Let's drop it into third gear. So 3,500 revs, 50 mile an hour. Wow, fucking hell. Excuse my French. Actually, it picks up pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was expecting more of a delay before we hit the boost.
No, it goes. Yeah, it does go.
The gearbox feels nice. Gearbox feels nice and tight, doesn't feel too sloppy. We need to see what it handles like. Get some rounds and twisties. Because he's got a limit. Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, have we straight up?
Yeah, go straight, yeah.
So a bit of understeer there.
Yes.
A bit of understeer there.
I should have probably warned you about that. It does have a tendency of, if you're not paying attention when you come around a roundabout or a tight bend, or not holding the steering wheel, for example, it does have a tendency to throw you off the road.
Right. Okay. So that's quite important.
As you see there, it doesn't take a lot to brake traction, and
So what happened is, I just accelerated slightly around a bend, and we hit boost, and the car it went in a straight line.
Yeah.
Basically.
That way.
So I've got to watch out for that one.
Yeah.
No, it feels nice. It feels nice and smooth.
Right. Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's aged well.
Yeah.
So inside, I was thinking earlier on about when you could order these back in the day, if there was actually options.
No.
It was just a standard spec car, wasn't
I'm pretty certain. I mean, there's the main man to ever ask that question. If he was, it's a bloke called Clayton Borg. He's like the main man in the Focus.
I think I've heard of him actually. Yeah.
The main man in the Focus Mk1 Focus RS world. But no, I'm pretty certain that was the car. Take it or leave it. Sort of spec.
Yeah, because mine had it like basically. The differences in this car are you've got the Sparco seats, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got obviously the different steering wheel with the blue leather straight up.
Yeah, straight up.
You've got a different gear knob, aluminium gear knob.
Yeah.
Sparco handbrake.
Yeah.
A genuine carbon surround.
Yeah.
For the gear stick.
Yeah, when you build number and engine start.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got your push start, and that's pretty much. And you've got your turbo boost gauge on the dials here.
Which obviously Ford thought was more important than a water gauge.
Yeah, and they didn't give you one.
No.
But with an ST170, you got one of those, didn't you?
You got water gauge and a oil temperature gauge and other things.
So that's one of the negatives of the inside of the car. You can't monitor your temperatures, but
hence why a lot of people use the scan gauge, as you can see in the corner there.
Yeah. So yeah, he's actually got a scan gauge device that has the temperatures on it. He can monitor
because that also tells us the charge cooler temperature.
Yeah. Right. So we've got a little twisty national speed limit road here now. So I'm going to drop it into second. I'm going to be careful.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't want to kill us. We say, oh yes. Wow, she's a right handful, isn't she? Blimey. The lower gears, like second and third, it's quite brutal, but when you get into fourth, it becomes a little bit more linear, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Oh, I love the sound of the dump valve. Wow, it's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
She does go. She does go.
The thing is though, it just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
It keeps pulling.
It doesn't die off. I'm a little bit scared to push it into a corner though, because I'm going to have to be really light with the throttle, aren't I? So just ease it on boost and then power out. Yeah. You just got to give the car a little bit more respect, didn't you? Just
it's not as forgiving as like.
God, I tell you what, it keeps you on your toes though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, compared to my Mark III, you've really got to nurse it, haven't you?
It's a lot of power in a front-wheel drive car. I mean, there is people out there running more power than that in one of these, and you can only imagine on what sort of animal they really are.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this would be enough power. Like, would you want more power?
No, not really. No. All I'd want to do is just make if there was any sort of doubt, would be to make it safer. Like for example, when I had the underside done and everything, I had the like a DW65 pump, I believe it is, fitted. So it was, because obviously the standard pumps over time get weaker.
Yeah.
So I had the uprated pump put in it just to keep it safer under like load and that.
Wow. So yeah, so about 2,000 to 3,000. That's where you get a little bit of lag.
Yeah.
But then it really comes on.
Yeah, it comes on, and it comes on hard.
And it throws you down the road, doesn't it? Right. So yeah, you were saying to me a minute ago that you can use this car as a daily driver if you wanted to. So if you want to just
sort of where it runs the direct sort of boost setup. Like if you just drive it normally, it just will hardly not use any boost, and it will just drive around like a normal 2-litre Focus.
So about a quarter throttle,
yeah,
if that.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, is it?
No, it's just like a normal car.
Anyway, we're not here to drive it normally, are we?
No.
So right, let's see how this actually handles into the corners. Oh, fucking Jesus, man! It takes the bumps quite well.
Yeah, it does. It's not too bad.
It's not too bouncy, is it?
No.
And what springs have you got on this?
H&R, and with the standard shocks. So the shocks are probably getting a little bit older in their life now.
Yeah.
No, they're still alright.
No, it takes it well. Here we go, nice set of S's. It's really flat. It's really flat, isn't it?
It really is.
One thing I do find, it's hard to feel the diff. It's hard to feel the diff working because there's so much power.
It's so much power, it just chucks you out.
Normally it pulls you around, doesn't it? But this just wants to understeer. Well, there, I felt it there.
Yeah. You got to try and find that, like the knife edge as such.
Yeah. Sounds nice as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds alright.
Yeah, I like it. It's nice.
Good, isn't it?
It's nice, yeah. Once you learn how the car behaves, you can go quicker.
Yeah.
Rather than having to be as cautious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
So I reckon if I had a good day with this car, I think by the end of the day. But no, the steering wheel's coming off in my hand.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
No, it sort of really has brought back memories for me with mine. Like I say, mine was only about 230 brake, so a bit more kind of usable power. I could kind of floor it through the corners, and it wasn't as lethal. But no, you do need the extra power when you come out the bend.
Yeah,
it just shoots you off down the road, doesn't it? So no, it's a lovely car, mate. It's going to be interesting to see what the Mark II's like now. Yeah,
and once again, it's a completely different sort of ball game as such.
Yeah. Oh god, there's a turbo lag. If you're in if you're in fifth gear at 60, there's nothing happens, does it?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where modern day engines have improved, isn't it? Smaller turbos.
Or like variable vanes and that.
Yeah, sweet. No, mate, it's really enjoyed it. We need to get into the Mark II.
Yeah.
See how that handles, and then finish off with the Mark III. So, yeah.